Aloha, my kako. This is Oracle of the Golden Spiral. Today we're going to be doing a reading for Aries. My messages have no dates, therefore when they find you, that's when the message is yours. For Aries, please. Aries placements. What do we have for our Aries subscribers, please? For those who are going to find their way to this video, what is the message that Aries needs to hear? Aries energy, please. Aries, you have the Five of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor, the World, the Five of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Wands. It seems like underneath it you are having a hard time remembering the last time you really felt in flow, in your power, happiness. You're looking at what was, but you may be utilizing that information and those feelings and stepping back into that and doing an analysis of that to figure out how you get back to your main energy, right? This is you, this main feeling confident, feeling in control, helping all those around you, essentially being back with the confident, this is you as well. So, and being back into the flow. You want to feel great again. And it feels like quite some time since you've felt that way. But you just keep moving along and trying to do the best that you can. This is, because it's a matter of perspective, I'm wondering if at this current moment, even though, you've moved on with your life, you're going back to where the root of that is. There's like this needing to glean something from how you've been feeling, this long extended, like just not feeling with it, just not feeling in it, just not feeling. And there's like this want to generate that new spark again, to learn to gain some kind of energy that maybe you haven't seen before, from that. Like maybe what was the root, maybe what was, what I think the question we always have, right, is why? How did this come to be? Why am I feeling this way? What can I do about it? Is there a root that if I go ahead and I adjust that, will it change everything? And will that confidence and self-assuredness, like when we're in flow, come back? It seems like it's taking up a lot of your mental real estate at this time, and you're trying to figure out this, that, and the other. I think it really, when it comes down to it, the guidance is to kind of get yourself out of that mental state, because you won't find the answers in going over it again and again and again. It's really about a change of perspective. And how do we get a change of perspective? We get a change of perspective by doing something different. So find a new passion. Maybe a new hobby can spark that. Maybe, even though we feel this is kind of doldrummy energy, but we want to springboard ourselves back into this feeling of confidence. So maybe it's just about, when people say, hey, do you want to go get dinner? Or do you want to, maybe we should do something next weekend? Or maybe it's about saying yes to that. Or I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm totally comfortable with the people I'm comfortable with. But then when, it comes to like other people, it's like, oh, hey, it's the reason I don't, like everybody's like, why don't you like weddings? And it's like it's filled with a bunch of people that you don't know, and everyone's just sitting there feeling, to me, because I'm sitting there uncomfortable, I guess I project that on everyone. I'm like, everyone's just sitting there uncomfortable. They don't know half the people there. Um, and there's that notion to like cling to the one person you know. Maybe it's about releasing that, going to things that like you normally wouldn't, talking to the person you know least in that space, because somehow it's almost as if that sparks that ascension back into your spot. It's like that difference in perspective may come from someone else just saying random things to you. I mean, that's how the universe works, right? It's like we wonder why we open up to certain people. We wonder why we say things to certain people, or like we talk about topics that are like just out, just like not, whenever I talk about something like random with someone, and I think to myself, gosh, why did I, like, what did that have to do with anything? I often find that they come back later and they're like, when you said this, blah, 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 blah. And it sparks this whole new path for them, this whole new journey for them, or a way that they see something different. And oftentimes people come back and remark about how, me saying that made something happen for them, And so that is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. It's about tapping into your receptivity, going out and being in those spaces that you aren't normally, or that you don't generally prefer, because something in that is going to be that change of perspective, right? This is like calling for a change of perspective. We're always concentrating on the 3 cups, but in the general tarot, it's like those 2 cups are available, but we don't see them. And so we've spent all this time doing that. We've gotten all wrapped up in our thoughts when really we want to get here. And so we need to try something different to be able to spark that excitement again. Can I get one on the Page of Wands for Aries, please? Page of Wands for, wow, okay, let's just, something's knocking you off your game. Okay, the Hierophant and the 9 of Swords. Yeah, maybe it's like thinking outside of the box. This is a very thinking outside of the box energy for me. Spending time with different people with different perspectives, so that maybe you can see how the tried and true in this scenario is not going to help you get back to that. Maybe you've always been an innovator. Maybe that's how you've led in the past. And so it's like trying to find that spark again. But it really is, this energy is advising you to think outside of the box. That was the Hierophant and the 9 of Swords, right? Where most would think it would be unimaginable or a little bit of a gamble because of what has been done. It's about changing that energy up. Tell me about the Queen of Wands, please. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands for Aries. The Ace of Swords. It's funny because instantly I get truth, but I also get matter of perspective, right? So in many cases throughout time, the leaders are not the people who they're the ones that adjust, right? Like, how do you maintain an empire? You adjust to the times. Anything that is not adjusted to the has not adjusted to the times inevitably will not have that imaginative creativeness to move forward. And so this is really about regaining that spark, finding answers in unconventional places, thinking outside the box, and again with that matter of perspective, right? That's what you can bring. Maybe that's what you want. You want to bring a brand new, fresh perspective. But maybe we're just concerned about feeling on top of our game again or whatever, but that's what's going to assist you in doing that. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your time with me. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And as always, mahalo.